The book I chose to read for this project is called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. In it, the author Rebecca Skloot works to capture the life of poor, black, southern tobacco farmer Henrietta Lacks. Scientists only knew Henrietta as HELA. When diagnosed with cancer, some of her cells were taken without her knowledge and have become some of the most important tools in science today. Skloot explains that though Henrietta has been dead for more than 60 years, her cells are still alive. The cells are known as immortal. They have been vital in the developing of the polio vaccine, led to important advances in vitro fertilization, gene mapping, and much more. However, Henrietta remained virtually unknown, buried in an unmarked grave. Over the decade Rebecca took learning about Henrietta's story, she became involved in the lives of the Lacks family. In the book, Rebecca traces her steps as she unravels the amazing story and also teaches about the revolutionary scientific advances thanks to Mrs. Henrietta Lacks and herself. After reading this book, I can confidently say that the issues discussed have strongly impacted my life. The HELA cells have revolutionized science. Without their ability to live immortally, we would be without some of the most important advances in science today. For example, the polio vaccine. Before, people lived in fear of being overcome by this disease, and now many children don't even know what it is thanks to the vaccine that prevents its infection. I know that these facts are true because Rebecca Skloot had factual evidence. Everything she learned and wrote about she got from direct sources. She spent years connecting with Henrietta's immediate and extended family, working to learn every little detail about Henrietta as a woman. As well as that, Skloot did much scientific research about HELA cells and their uprising. In addition to having factual evidence, this book had both an objective and passionate voice, each transitioning from chapter to chapter. In some chapters, Skloot traces the Lacks family and Henrietta's personal history with passion, while in others she simply explains the science behind the cells. A main issue raised in this book is the fact that Henrietta and her family have never gotten recognition for the cells. Scientists make millions of dollars off of HELA cells, and Henrietta's name is never even mentioned. I believe a major factor that pushed Rebecca into writing this book is so that she can tell people Henrietta's name and apply the fact that the Lacks family deserves acknowledgments. Moreover, the idea that the Lacks family has not gotten any compensation for the success of Henrietta's stolen cells is extremely controversial. Although at the time Henrietta was sick, it was not illegal to take tissue samples of a patient without consent, there is no question whether or not it is legal today. It is 100% illegal and a complete invasion of patient privacy. In fact, the Lacks family strongly feels that the profits of the cell production should be going towards their family. Deborah Lacks, Henrietta's daughter, even asked, "Why should scientists be getting rich while some Lacks family members can't even afford health insurance?" HELA cells have helped all over the scientific community, and they can relate to a lot of scientific fields. Looking at our 9th grade science curriculum, I feel that this book best relates to the genetics unit. The book is about cells, and this year we learn that each cell contains 46 chromosomes. One specific passage really struck me in the book. It reads, "The Mary's gaze fell on Henrietta's feet, and she gasped. Henrietta's toenails were covered in chipped, bright red polish. When I saw those toenails," Mary told me years later, "I nearly fainted. I thought, oh geez, she's a real person." I started imagining her sitting in her bathroom, painting those toenails, and it hit me for the first time that those cells we have been working with all this time and sending all over the world, they came from a live woman. I'd never thought of it that way. Reading this passage further showed me that while everything these scientists have figured out was amazing, it wouldn't have been possible without Henrietta. This book has been amazingly educational for me. I have learned so much about how things were created in the scientific world over the past decades. Also, my perspective on scientific experiments has changed. It is not that simple to just run an experiment. It takes people and even families, and the results can be life-changing. Overall, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks was a great book. It was very educational and interesting. Although it is a nonfiction book, I sometimes forgot that while I was reading because it was such a great story. Author Rebecca Skloot captured the point of view that nobody has thought of before when it comes to HeLa cells. She showed the personal side, where everything started, and also while sharing the scientific information about the cells themselves. This book has broadened my views on many things and kept me attached the whole way through.